Praise the Lord and welcome to New Beginnings in Christ. I'm your host, Bill Pennerman. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today I have a guest all the way from Japan, Noble Yamaguchi. I want to thank you for coming out. A fellow graduate at Bethel. We both met at Bethel over the years, and he has a powerful testimony that he wants to share with us today. And he also wants to ask us a little bit of support in the way of can you tell me what the name of
ISI?
ISI.
International Students Incorporated.
International Students Incorporated. Yama and we became friends on campus, and I know he'd ask me all different things about the Spirit. We talked about talking in tongues. I tell you, I wish I knew Japanese right about now, then it would make it a little bit easier. But can you talk a little bit about how you came here to the States and what you're doing now?
That was 9 years ago. I was a senior student in a Japanese university in Japan. And the purpose of coming here was to study English and then to surf. So I was looking for school, and I found the Point Loma English Institute, which belonged to Point Loma Nazarene University. And at the time, I knew the school was a Christian school, but and I wasn't religious. So, but you know, when I think about how close the school is to beach, so I chose the school, and the school, the program was really good. The English program was really good. But the one thing I didn't like was all students had to take a Bible class there, and then you know I didn't want to know anything about religion, and I was atheist. So it was a torture for me to take the class, and often, you know, the school class, the teacher gave us assignments in the Bible class, and I didn't want to answer, and I didn't know how to answer because I've never never read the Bible.
Right.
So I copied my friends' answers for their assignments, and yeah, that was
So basically. You came here because you wanted to surf and you wanted to learn English.
Yes.
But the Lord had a plan for you, and that was to get saved. So now moving it up the speed. Okay, so you didn't want to really learn about the Bible, but something happened. Can you share? I know you told me a little bit. What happened to make the conversion?
After 2 months, the quarters finished. And then new quarter started, and then I went to classroom, and then I waited till class starts, but no students showed up, and I was only one student in the class. And the teacher came and told me, there's no other students, you are the only student. And at the time, many Asian countries had a recession, so that's why you know, people couldn't come here to study. So that's why the school didn't get many students at the time. Okay. So that's why I was only one student, and then in a class, and it was kind of awkward, you know, one teacher, one student in a class. So that's why
you couldn't cheat.
Exactly. So my teacher told me, why don't we go to a lounge on campus so that we can talk and then we can relax. So I said, okay, we can go. And then, you know, she didn't use a textbook at all. She used it sometimes, but most of the time we talk about life, and then I share my life. How can I say? My view about life, and and she shared her perspective from a Christian perspective. Yeah, and then. You know, we talk, and we built a really good friendships there, and you know, through the class, I could see, how much she cared about me, and then through the class, I start feeling, she's like my mother, and she treated me like her son, and then I've never experienced the kind of relationship in my life because I grew up in a dysfunctional family, and my parents didn't care about me, and I didn't see anybody care about me in my life.
And that's coming from Japan, where
Yes.
most of us would think in a country where it's discipline and people discipline you and they care about you and it's a family, but you came from a family that love wasn't expressed much.
No, so my parents never showed affection to me, and actually abused me when I was a kid. So that's why when I met the teacher and show the love, show the care she showed me, I kind of it was a new experience to me. So, and that was in a Bible class, and then when I go surfing after school,
Right.
I met many student surfers in the water. They're Christians at the same time, and then yeah, somehow we became friends, and then while I was in a dormitory, they came to my room and then they said, "Yama, let's go surfing." And then they came to my room every day, and then we surf every day, and then even outside of water, we hang out all the time. And they're fun guys, and I loved hanging out with those guys. And then and they're Christians too, but at the same time, I had a prejudice against Christians.
Well, let me cut you off there.
Okay.
How come you were prejudiced against people that you really didn't know? How did that happen?
I've never seen a good example.
Okay.
We don't have many Christians, and kind of I have a stereotype idea about Christians. Christians are always trying to be nice, and they try to make rules which they made, and try to be nice people even though they're not.
Right.
And I hated the idea. I mean, how can I say?
They were to you like hypocrites because they were just enforcing laws, but they really weren't living it out.
So, but when I hung out with those guys, I thought these guys are real and fun to hang out, and they're not boring, and totally changed my perspective about against Christians, and that was 1 week ago. I left San Diego in a Bible class. My teacher started crying, and I asked her, "Why are you crying?" And then she said, "Because I left the U.S., she won't see me anymore." And I asked her, that means I cannot go to heaven? And she didn't say anything, but I could realize that was her intention, So I told her, I don't want to be a Christian because I just want to trust in myself.
Right.
Yeah, and she said, okay.
Okay. I want to take it a little bit further because we want to talk a little bit about what you're doing now. But you came very close to death, right? And is that because when I met you, you were a full-blown Christian at Bethel, and you were studying, you got a master's in theological studies, right?
Yes.
But how did you get, to that point? Because we want to talk a little bit about your organization. So share with the audience what happened.
Yeah, in the class, she was still crying,
Right.
10 minutes later, and then, even though she said, that she's okay, me not being a Christian, but
Right.
10 minutes later, she was still crying. So, I was touched, by her because I could see how much she cared about me, and then no one in my life showed that much of care to me. So finally I said, okay, I want to be a Christian.
Hallelujah.
And then we prayed, and then, you know, at the time when we prayed to be a Christian, I kind of felt kind of warm feeling here, but you know, I didn't truly understand who Jesus was. And I came back to Japan, and then 2 weeks later I graduated from the university in Japan, and 3 weeks later I started working for a company. And yeah, that was the second day of that was the second day in the company. One day, suddenly, I had a panic attack, and I didn't know what was it. You know, where did it come from, and why I'm feeling this way? But it was a huge panic attack, and I couldn't control it at all. You know, the panic came from. The fear came from everything, like people, places, pressures. So, you know, I couldn't control it, and but at the same time, the job was a really nice job, and you know, I wanted to build my career on the thing and on the job, and so I worked hard. I tried to
block it out.
Yeah, and but it seemed to be growing every day, and it's kind of becoming like a monster in my life, you know. And then I worked. I tried to work, but because of fear, you know, I couldn't do.
But you couldn't concentrate or focus?
No, not at all. And company was frustrated me because they liked me and they expect me to do so much. So they hired me, but now I cannot do anything. And I was frustrated too because I thought I can do so much in this job. So I got the job, but and then so that's why, you know, to me, you know, a chance was right in front of me, but you know, I couldn't get that chance. So, you know, I was frustrated and depressed, you know, heavily depressed. And after 3 months, you know, I couldn't take it anymore. So I decided to commit suicide. And yeah, the day, you know.
You were going to take your life?
Yes. You know, after work, I got some alcohol, and I was drunk, and you know, in order to kill myself, I went to a train station, and I was on a platform, and I was thinking about putting myself in front of a train, and that way I can end my life. And while I was waiting for a train, you know, I was kind of feel relief, you know, because tonight I thought my struggle, my how can I say, pain will be over. And I had the sound of a train coming, and I thought, this is it, you know, it will be over. And I stood up and then started walking toward the edge of platform. And yeah, I saw a train coming in. I saw 2 lights of a train, and as soon as I saw the 2 lights, I remember the day when I accepted Christ. And you know, tears started coming out from my eyes, and I prayed to God, you know, now I cannot believe you, but if you truly exist, you know, please just show me. And then I asked him, you know, I asked him that, and at the same time, you know, I tried to seek you, try to find you, so show me. And I stopped committing suicide there. And then next day, I wrote to the company and then said, I'm gonna quit the job.
Right.
And then